Hey guys, and welcome back to this 1.7 update. This is Sunday, the 1st of September 2013, in case you did not know. And this is just basically all the news that came out of Mojang this week. Now, there's actually been quite a lot, which is pretty cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off first with Jeb's a new world generator. So do go to mojang.com and go and have a look. So if you just go to mojang.com itself, scroll down and you'll see there's a Minecraft world generator update. Now, just a very quick overview is that this is what the world looked like in 1.6. Large oceans, which was a pain. I mean, really was a pain, and not a lot of diversity biome-wise. Okay, so he's now reworked it so that it now looks like this. So you'll see we have a lot less oceans, we have a lot more ocean chains, and we've got a much more diverse biomes. What is also done, if you go and read the blog post, is that similar biomes are now grouped together. So you'll no longer get deserts grouped next to plains or well, I don't know. You won't get it grouped to ones that it won't logically go with. So like a snow biome next to a desert biome and such. So it's really worked on it quite a bit. Now, this was the 1.7 that he suggested. Then a lot of people on Twitter started kicking back saying, well, look, not having these big oceans is great, but the chains are now too many. There's too many islands in these chains. So he's now actually changed it. So this is the one I just showed you, okay? And he's now changed it to this. So you'll see he's removed most of the island chains, which I don't know. I kind of like the island chains, but he's actually now made the islands are slightly bigger. So this is a much improvement it's a much better improvement from the 1.6. So that's 1.6, and this one here is 1.7. 1.6, 1.7, 1.6, 1.7. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's the rain generator that came out this week. Or the information about the terrain generator that came out this week. Next, we have Dinnerbone, and Mr. Dinnerbone has been busy. Okay, so basically what's happening now, you can now actually select resource packs and activate them. Okay, now, the way I understand this is you have all of the resource packs on the left-hand side that you have on your machine, and you will then select one and add it to be an active one on the right-hand side screen. Now, these things are hierarchical, so the one that's right at the top, it will use all of the resource from that resource pack. If, for whatever reason, the resource is not available in that pack, it'll then use that particular resource from the pack directly underneath it. So let's say, for example, we have some obscure new villager sound, okay? And the resource pack here doesn't contain it. So it'll use the images and it'll use all the other sounds of the top resource pack, but then it'll drop down. It'll then look for that missing sound from this resource pack. If it does contain it, it'll then use all of the information on the top resource pack, but it'll just add the bottom resource pack's sound. So it'll filter through so that with the default at the bottom, so you will always have sound and always have textures. They might not always match, but you will always have it. He then also did us a very nice GIF animation that just shows us basically how that actually works and how you would actually select them, okay, and how you would organize them. Right, then the next big thing is Dinnerbone also worked on sound controls for every single component. So you can now actually say, okay, I don't actually want the weather sounds, or the weather sounds should be 10%. So if you go to the way sounds are at the moment, if you go to options and you go to video setting, or no, what am I doing? If you go to options, there we go. You can have music and you can have sound. Okay, so this has now been expanded to master volume, music, weather, enemy monsters, players, jukebox and note blocks and environment, and friendly animals. Now, somebody actually suggested on Twitter, and I can't remember who it was, that a very good survival game would be to turn the enemy sound completely off, so you would never know when they're zombies. You'll just turn around and, well, there they are. Bang. Right, now, the next one is my most... No, not this one, the one after this. Right, so what is also done is you can now actually clone written books. So the only way you could actually copy books in the past was either by using some kind of glitch, or if you used MC Edit to copy it. There was no way to actually clone or copy books. So now what happens is you place a book in the middle, you place a book and quill in the same crafting crafting window, and it'll then give you that amount of books back. So as you can see, he has 8 blank books plus the original gives us 9 books. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I mean, that works great. And then last but not least, which there's 3 things or 2 things in this particular picture. The one he mentioned, he didn't actually show us, but he mentioned that if you now hit an item frame, okay, it will now actually give you the item. If you hit an empty item frame, it'll give you the frame. Okay, so you can now actually store your things in item frames. I'm not quite sure how the exact mechanics for this will work. It either has me excited or it doesn't. If the mechanics work in the sense that it gives you the item, but it keeps an item in the frame, then I'm excited. But if it is that if you hit it, it gives you the item, but the frame is then empty, I'm not quite so excited. Well, maybe I am. It depends. We'll see. Let's first see what he does. The reason I'm excited or not excited is because I actually use frames and books quite a lot in my adventure maps. If you go and play Run of the Damned, you'll see that when you hit an item frame, the frame drops and the book drops. You get the book, which gives you the rules, but immediately I then spawn in another book and frame. So that'll kind of break that mechanic if this is what he kind of proposes. But we'll see. I will get back to you on that one. The other thing, you'll see that now when you point your arrow at named things, whether they're in an item frame, whether they're an item frame or whether it's a named mob, it'll now give you the name. Okay, so you can see he's pointing at the sword and it actually gives you the name, which is pretty cool. I mean, that's very, very cool. I mean, you can now display all of your your special weapons, and if you're doing adventure maps, you can now actually have a gallery of your quest rewards, things like that. I mean, there's the possibilities for this, especially for map makers, is going to be phenomenal. Somebody said they like the way I say phenomenal, but it's a nice word to say. Phenomenal. Yeah, cool. Yes, there was more news, but to be honest, I'm still trying to get over this cold, and it's, well, not late. I've just had a heavy day, guys. I'm gonna actually wrap it up here. Let me know. Do you like this? Do you like me if I just give you some news? I don't know. I'm maybe thinking of doing something regular like this. I don't want to do the Minecraft Monday show that Bebop Fox does, but I don't know. It's kind of fun to give you news and information about what's going on. Yeah, I think it's fun. Just FYI as well, I'm going to be playing a bit more this week on the GeoBoy server. I've actually had fun the last few times I played on here, so yeah, I'm going to be back on here, maybe do a series on here, do a survival series, do a hardcore PvP series. I don't know. I'll see. I don't know. It's I get bored. I get bored. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Okay, cool, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will check you all later.